What's going on, everybody? It's Bogo Sports here, and I'm coming to you with my Week 3 NFL predictions. I made my Thursday night picks, 49ers over the Giants. Got that one correct. I don't think it was very hard. So heading into this game, I'm 9-6 on my overall picks. Like I said in the last episode, but if you didn't hear it, just to fill you in, I didn't do the video for Week 1, so I missed all those games. I missed the Thursday night game because I hadn't thought of the idea to start making my picks every week yet. And then I didn't even realize that in my picks video, I didn't make a prediction on the Packers and the Falcons. I just completely missed it. And I would have picked the Packers in that game. So I'm glad that, I guess, for my record's sake, I didn't. But from here on out, no more misses. So heading into this game, my record is 9-6 on the season. Or heading into this week, my record's 9-6 on the season. We're about an hour out from the game, so I want to make this quick. I wish I would have released this sooner, but we'll figure it out timing-wise. We're just getting started with making these weekly videos. So Titans-Browns. I have the Titans winning this game. I think this is going to be a really ground and pound, run-heavy game. Browns have a better defense, but both teams have a really similar style. I think over the course of a game, the Titans can wear down that Browns defensive front. I think I'm kind of banking on Deshaun not being great. So in that case, I think over the long haul of the game, I think Derrick Henry is going to start to take over. Titans can start to do some damage on this defense. But early, it could be a real slugfest. Okay, I have the Lions beating the Falcons. Both teams have pretty different offensive styles, but both pretty high-powered. I'm taking the Lions in this game. I still don't believe in the Falcons. Clearly, I believe their run game's awesome. Bijan is a star, but I just don't believe in Desmond Ridder. And for as much flack as people give this guy, Jared Goff, I mean, he seems to have proven over the last couple of years this dude's legit, and he can put up points for an offense in a hurry. So I got the Lions in that game. Okay, Saints Packers. I'm gonna go with the Saints. It was a really tough one for me. I was almost gonna pick the Packers at home, but it was almost a gut feeling. Like, I just have a feeling the Saints are going to win this game. And now I just got news that Aaron Jones is officially out, so that's even more reason to pick the Saints here. I think the veteran defense and veteran defensive coordinator and defensive-minded head coach of Dennis Allen are going to cause problems. They're going to figure out ways to create problems for Jordan Love. They've had a week to prepare for him. And now without Aaron Jones, the guy he relied on heavily in Week 1, I think the Saints are going to get it done, even with some of their offensive, funkiness to start the year. Dolphins, Broncos. I have the Dolphins winning that game. I don't think there's much to it. I think the Broncos just aren't very good. Chargers, Vikings. This is probably the toughest game to pick of the week, in my opinion. I know for a fact it's going to be a shootout, and that's all I know about it. I don't know who's going to win. I'm just going with the Chargers because when you list defensive players of, Khalil Mack, Nick Bosa, J.C. Jackson, Derwin James, they have guys that sound like they would have a good defense, but they don't have one. And they have a supposed defensive wizard head coach, so everything's backwards in LA. Vikings, whoever loses this game, it's going to get real ugly, in my opinion. Both quarterbacks have performed tremendously to start the year, but their teams haven't supported them around them. So I'm just going to go with the Chargers. I'm just kind of thinking Herbert might pull it out and have a really big week because he's played well the first 2 weeks, but I think he might have one of his monster 450-yard, 4-touchdown games today. And Kirk could do the same, but I'm going to go with the Chargers. I really have no idea on this game, though. It's a toss-up. I got the Patriots beating the Jets. I think this is going to be an ugly game because the Jets' defense is still good, but Mac Jones is better than Zach Wilson, and the Jets are just going to start collapsing as the weeks go on. Okay, I have the Bills beating Washington on the road. I think Washington is super overhyped. They put up points on like I said, not great Broncos team last week. I was surprised with some of the throws Howell made, so maybe I'm underrating Sam Howell, but I need to see more of it until I believe it. Okay, now we're getting into a stretch of games that should, on paper, not even be close. So I'm going to go quickly through these. I have the Jaguars beating the Texans. I could see that one being close in a shootout. I just don't see the Jags losing, though. I have the Ravens beating the Colts with Minshew. I have the Seahawks over the Panthers, Chiefs over the Bears, and Cowboys over the Cardinals. So, like I said, that's 5 games right there that should not even be competitive. All right, so Sunday night game, Steelers versus Raiders. I have the Steelers winning this game, and I think a lot of people are picking the Raiders. Or, actually, no, it is 50-50. But I think the Steelers are going to get it done. Their offense has looked really bad the first couple weeks. I mean, I was going to say kind of clunky, and no, it's been bad. So Steelers' offensive has looked bad. Raiders' offense looked good week 1, and they played well against the Broncos. I think this will be close, but I do have the Steelers getting it done, and I think their offense is going to show improvement this week. Okay, 2 Monday night games. I would say this is probably the biggest upset that I predicted this week. I have the Buccaneers beating the Eagles. Don't ask me how. I think, but I'm going to try to tell you how. I think Baker's still going to play well. Their offense, they have good weapons. I think they're going to be able to. They're going to try to run the ball, but I think they're probably going to have the most success throwing on the Eagles secondary. That's a little bit banged up. We saw Maddox go out last week. I don't know if Slay's playing. And then defensively, I think they have a super physical defense. Levante David, Devin White, Bear, all these big name guys we know about. That I think they play super physical for Todd Bowles, and I think they might be able to match the Eagles' physicality in the front, and really make Jalen Hurts beat them. And Jalen Hurts very well may beat them, but I don't see, I haven't seen it the first couple weeks. Jalen Hurts is in the perfect situation. I don't want to go into this whole spiel because I do think he's a good quarterback, but I think he's massively, massively overrated. And he's starting to get exposed a little bit this year as he hasn't played great. Now, I'll eat my words if he goes out here and, without the supporting cat. I mean, the thing is, my thing with this guy is he has the best line in the league. He always has a good game plan. He has a tremendous run game, probably the second best wide receiver duo, and a good to great defense every year. I mean, what else could you ask for? So that's why he looks so great. That's why he looks like a top 5 quarterback. But the first 2 weeks, he hasn't looked very good. And I think it's because they're trying to figure things out after losing both of their coordinators and having a couple of injuries. I don't want to make this a whole thing about ripping on the Eagles, but I think the Bucs are going to get it done. Kind of force Hurts to make some plays that I don't think he'll make at the end of the game and match the Eagles physically with how hard they play on defense. And they have a pretty good offensive front. And I expect Baker to be mistake-free again and play well. And then in the final game, Bengals versus Rams. This is a tough one, but I'm just going to pick the Bengals because I don't think there's any way they go 0-3, especially going 0-3 by losing at home. I assume they will bounce back. But if they don't, things are going to get really ugly. So let me just recap my picks. I'll just say my record is 9-6 heading into Sunday. And my picks for today are Titans over Browns, Lions over Falcons, Saints over Packers, Dolphins over Broncos, Chargers over Vikings. And that, like I said, is probably the hardest game to pick. Patriots over Jets, Bills over Washington, Jags over Texans, Ravens over Colts, Seahawks over Panthers, Chiefs over Bears, Cowboys over Cardinals, Steelers over the Raiders, and then on Monday night, I have the Bucs over the Eagles and the Bengals over the Rams. So let me know what you guys think of my picks. I mean, I know I'm not giving you guys a huge time period to come and watch this, but with only an hour before the games. But like I said, I'll try to get this out sooner next week, but I want to make sure I get my picks out so I can keep my record and you guys can have my takes. All right, I'm out. Peace.